Good evening, good evening, good evening. How is everyone? Hope everyone's all well. Welcome back to E20 Zone TV. Full panel tonight to discuss the demise of our club and what the fuck is really going on. Right, Jay. Down there is Clivus. Over there having a cup of tea is Mitch, and far right is Lucas, the good-looking man who's gone viral. Yes.
Is Mitch even having a cup of tea? He's fucking pixelated to shit.
Yeah, I know.
Mate, he's got the Minecraft filter on.
1 sec.
Yeah, literally.
I used to put Wi-Fi on. I'm not good to Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that would help. Anyway, I will carry on. Boys, welcome back. It's been a sort of, I don't know how to like sort of rate it really over the last few days, but people are a bit like that with West Ham at the minute. I'll start with you, Jay. What did you make of that crap on Saturday night?
I'll tell you what. I came home from a drunken night out at half time. Watched the second half, absolutely battered, and remember very little of it. To be honest, I probably could. My takeaways from it are probably the same as everyone. We're still shit. There's been no miracles over the last 6 to 8 weeks. I thought that young lad Preston Fearon looked tidy. I thought Potts looked tidy. Potts and Paqueta made a couple of nice passes, but a couple of nice passes. FC, it's nothing to really get excited about, is it? So, I was more baffled at the surprise of most people that we're still shit. It was not a surprise to me whatsoever. I think I said this a few weeks ago. I expect us to lose all 3 of these games in the summer series. I don't think we're anywhere near ready, and I think there's going to be more and more panic the closer we get to the season. But happy August, everyone. We're nearly there. So that's
there, mate. Mitch, what are you saying about Saturday night?
I wasn't as disheartened as everyone. I wasn't impressed, but I saw good signs still. I didn't think it was all doom and gloom. I've been looking at that lineup originally. I thought, what a shit 11 days. So I had no hopes anyway. So I was just kind of trying to see how the team performed. And I thought, yeah, no one really played well, to be honest. But I think that was due to... I actually think we were just set up poorly. I think the setup was just wrong.
I've got to disagree with you on this. I really have.
You like the setup?
Nah, when people keep saying, "Oh, it weren't as bad as," and I've heard that quite a lot. It weren't as bad as people are making out. It was fucking bad for 70 minutes of that game.
Fuck off.
Right.
Sorry.
And Lucas was there. When I get to Lucas is probably going to unload on it. Do you know what I mean? But it was fucking terrible that first 70 minutes. But is what it is.
I get the first 70. I want to say first 70 minutes. I thought. I don't think it was that bad. I
don't know, mate. Literally, I don't know what people are seeing. Do you know what I mean?
We didn't create. Look, our main problem was that we didn't create any chances, and I completely get that. But I thought we actually played with the ball right at times. Considering the personnel we had, considering we had 2 forwards, and then the rest were just slow midfielders and load of shit. I didn't think, considering the personnel that was playing, I didn't think we were too bad. Pardon me.
Lovely.
But obviously you've got to consider the personnel. Like, you're playing Souček as one of our most creative outlets. So he was playing as basically the 10, which was a mess. And that's what I'm saying about the system. I don't think the system was right at all. Because Souček was trying to come short, link up play, and he wasn't doing it at all.
I agree.
And obviously you've got Guido Rodriguez behind him. It was a mess. The midfield was getting run through every time players were running them.
Yeah. Clive, what are you saying about Saturday?
Yeah, look, I didn't expect it to be anything amazing. I've kind of already said that preseason doesn't necessarily matter as much as people will want to make it out as it is, and the reason I kind of say that is I mean, James, you said it in our little private chat. Why is Guido playing, right? And I genuinely think it's just to find suitors to get rid of him out. We clearly haven't had any tangible offers on him, and I think the only way you're going to try and get a tangible offer is if he's playing a few minutes in the hope that you've got the right people that are stupid enough to take some of the players that we need the deadwood to go. And that's why I kind of don't see this preseason as being too much. It's more of a case of being able to see which players are going to be tangible under this new method with Graham Potter, and certain players are not going to cut out for it. I 100% agree with Mitch on his Souček assessment in the 10 role. It wasn't good for him. It's not the style of play that Souček is. And you know, obviously he would need to be playing that deeper role, but obviously with some of the creative outlets of potential transfers that we have been linked with, you would expect that midfield to be a bit changed come the start of the season, if not the end of the transfer window.
Right. I'll go next, and then I'll let Lucas land because he was there. Yeah. I thought it was shit for 70 minutes. I thought it was all over the place in the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the game. The goalkeeper's a problem. The back three's a problem. The midfield's a problem. And the problem is, and I see it on social media, and there's some wankers out there. Yeah, you know you are, you fucking trolling cunts. Right, I'm going to say, because this is my platform, I say what the fuck I want. At the end of the day, if you want change, you've got to get this fucking owner out. But people just sit there and go, you know what? Oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Well, there is something you can do. It's on the fucking petition. That's something that you can fucking do. I thought for 70 minutes of that game, we was outplayed by a team that really didn't get out of second gear. Like nothing of any note. Forecourt didn't get in the game. The midfield didn't link up. That back three, and shout out to Brozovic, is £100 million worth of back three. That's embarrassing, right? And
why shout out to Brozovic?
Because Brozovic has been telling me for ages about this back three is not going to work, and that's the back three he's going with. And he called it for a long time, right? Brozovic was the one person who turned around and said that Aguerd will come in and he will be work under Potter's reign. Is that on Potter? I don't know, right? But if Potter's hands are tied, then what can he do? Go on, Lucas. I'll let you land, mate. You was there.
Yeah, it was a good weekend. I acted like an absolute drunkard, which was fun. It's always fun for the weekend, but then got to get back to reality the following day. But no, I mean, I share the same testament really as everyone here. First 70 minutes was absolute shit, and then once United practically subbed off 9-10 players, it started to open up a bit, but that was just because of the quality they threw on. But wasn't really a lot of like highlights for me. There was a few positives that I liked, and I'm sure we'll talk about one of them. But I don't know. I see where Mitch is coming from. Solely just because it's a preseason match and it's only our second one. We still have 3 more to go that are just as important. So we'll see if they improve. But overall, nothing to write home about. I was just happy to see a goal.
They get more important as it gets closer, in my opinion.
True.
Well, yeah.
Valid.
True. And another thing I'm going to say on this is what are we aiming for here? Exactly. Well, when you say it's like pre-season, people say it's fitness and all that. What are we trying to achieve over the next 3 games?
For me, in my opinion, if you have 5 preseason matches, like official ones, not like those 2 60-minute ones that we had against Ipswich, that is like a legit training session. For me, I would say that the first 2 definitely should be not fitness stricken, but like, you need to get your legs under you. You need to build up your fitness. And obviously you want to try and play with the tactics at hand or the philosophy that Potter is saying. And then like the last 3 give us a good idea of what we should see going into the season. Like for me, I think Lille will be a good test to see what we're going to at the end of the season because it is our last one. But I don't know. It's a weird subjective argument.
Lille is the only preseason game that actually will theoretically matter, so to speak.
I disagree on that.
Fuck off.
How do you disagree with that? Because how I see it is we haven't made our signings in time. So ultimately, the squad that's going to start the season versus the squad that is playing this preseason is half irrelevant if it's
we're nowhere near ready, Clive.
Switch. Yeah, I'm not saying we are ready, but I'm saying the only one is theoretically where we're going to see where we could potentially perform in the Premier League. It is that game.
Right.
Providing our signings have come in that time.
Right. I'm going to say this.
I disagree.
Right. The back 3. That's the back 3 he's going with. because there ain't no one else, right? I can't see him going out and
Yeah,
buying a centre
agreed
half,
with that.
right?
Agreed with that.
The midfield, right? Where's all the transfer links for midfielders? It's gone completely dead. I mean, literally dead in the water.
It's insane. It's a fucking
right?
joke.
And we all know that we need central midfielders and quality at that. We've got nothing. That front two up front, Bowen and Forecrew, that's the front two that's going to start the season. The goalkeeper is a waste of time, right? And who knows whether we're going to get a goalkeeper in to replace Areola or be Areola's replacement in the future. We don't know that. So what I'm seeing quite right now is a team that I'm fucking concerned, mate, if I'm being truthfully honest, because we don't look nowhere near ready. Now, there is positive, right? Freddie Potts played all right for that 20 minutes, and he done some good touches, done some better than good touches, done a fucking lot of good stuff. But there is problems here, and I feel like people are just bypassing it because it's a friendly. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know about you, Jay,
Not
but
bypassing it. I just don't think that is the midfield essence that we're going to end up having this season, personally speaking. And I think that can change the complexion of the game.
I think Souček's going to be starting for West Ham.
I really think he's going to struggle this season.
Yeah, but he's not going to be in a 10.
He's
not. Yeah, I think Souček will end up being a bench player, a bit like the second half of the season under par. But also, Souček wouldn't be playing as far forward as he did in that game.
I'm going to say this, yeah. It's going to be, for me, before I hand it over to Jay, yeah. Souček, Paqueta, Potts, Alvarez, Paqueta, Potts. That's what it is. It ain't going to be Guido. Yeah, I can't see the James Ward-Prowse thing working out here. I don't get that one, but you know, it is what it is. Like, go on, Joe, I'll let you land. What you want to say?
Yeah, I mean, I get what Clive's trying to say. I think I agree with him. Not in the sense that like none of the games matter. Like the results aren't really the end of the world, but we haven't signed anyone. Like we had one new signing that started that game,
and
we
it's
got
our second match of the preseason.
Yeah, this is what I was trying to say originally. Like anyone who was expecting anything other than what we were served up the other day, I don't know where like these rose tinted glasses have come from, but we knew what the problems are. The defensive line is a shambles, even though Part is supposed to have come in and shored up the defense. No creativity in the middle of the park, and we know Fulcrew's not the most mobile of blokes, and Jared Bowen's at his best on the right. It's all the same problems as we had last season. We aren't going to see any drastic improvement from the side until we bring in some key players.
And I'm not convinced yet that 3-5-2 is going to be the statue of our formations. It's preseason, literally.
It depends who we bring in as well. Like this is what I mean when I say I'm not necessarily saying or diminishing preseason. Like it matters to an extent of fitness and a few other aspects, but as soon as we went to the US, we weren't going to make any signings until we come back. The more concerning point of that is by the time of our last game, which is what, Sunday, 3rd of August, I think.
Yeah.
It's six days until Lille, and then it's roughly 13 days till the first Premier League game.
16th of August.
So 13 days on the dot then from the US preseason to the first Premier League game. Realistically, how many signings are we going to bring in? I don't think it'll be that many, and that effectively means I reckon we're going to end up doing stupid things on transfer deadline day, and the first 3 games of the season are going to be free hits. Yeah,
but I blame Sullivan for this, right? And this is where I look at Potter, and I say it all the fucking time. He's being set up to failure in that regard, because we all know as fans, yeah, I could go and ask 1,000 West Ham fans, yeah, and say, well, what's the problems at West Ham in the squad at the minute? And all of them are going to say midfield straight away. But the problem is we haven't addressed the midfield. Like, why have we not addressed the midfield?
Does he believe that Potts is the hero and he's going to be? Is that the reason why possibly talks have gone quiet in the last week?
And again, we have so much deadwood we have to shift. We can't keep all these midfield options and then add another 2 midfielders.
But at the end of every transfer window, though, happens every window.
It does, yeah.
That everyone gets linked away towards the end. All the players are on the fringe because all the teams are trying to panic buy, fill their squads, see who's available on the cheap, and then like players like Guido Rodriguez will go.
Yeah, but I don't get why Guido's playing though, Mitch.
But that's what I mean. Like, effectively, the first 3 games of the season are free hits. Because I don't see it being much of a changed squad versus last season.
Mate, he's playing because
go straight down.
he's playing because Potter he's a smart guy. He's not just going to be like, he's not in my plans. I'm not going to play him. There could be a situation where Potter's like, we might not be able to get rid of this guy, and he's going to have to play a little bit because
why? There's about 6 other players in front of him.
What if Doomsday comes and he has to play?
Doomsday means 7 other players getting injured. That's what it means.
I agree
Exactly.
with
I mean, it is West Ham. They could, yeah. It is West Ham. They could all get injured at the same time.
I'm not being funny though. I can't sit there and go, "Oh yeah, fucking Guido has to play." I can't.
He should never play for the club again. I cannot stand the man.
Preseason though. It's preseason.
Fucking try these fuckers out.
Yeah, like I'm not being funny. Tomorrow night, Potts better play tomorrow night.
Why is Rodriguez getting 70 minutes or whatever the fuck it was, and Potts is getting 20 or whatever it is? It's a disgrace.
Because Potts is more likely to be kept, isn't he? Whilst Guido is more likely to be sold. It's a point of trying to find suitors for him.
That could all change, though. What if the next 3 matches Guido doesn't play again? There's really, in my opinion, there's no real.
He fucking will. He will.
Yeah.
I'm not blowing up about it. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll be super surprised if we don't see Potts and Paqueta start together in the next game. Like really surprised. And I thought they were one of the few like bright points that I remember seeing during the game was those two getting on the ball together, constantly making passing lanes. Something that we massively lacked with the midfield three that started all last season. Every single one of them just did not want to take the ball from each other. You'd get maybe Ward-Prowse would drop in between the centre-backs, turn around, he's got no options, so he'd bop it sideways, and then he'd hide.
That'd be...
Because midfield, we were just not dynamic enough, so it was nice to see 2 players who actually wanted to show for each other. For
this would be a good question for the whole panel as well. If you could pick a midfield 3 of who you want to see the rest of the preseason, who would you want to see play together?
Potts, Paqueta, and one more. Souček. Alvarez.
I'd like to see what Alvarez can do with Potts in the midfield as well. I feel like Alvarez, we know that he is like he's at his best when he doesn't have a lot of responsibility on the ball. And I feel like having Potts, who is good enough on the ball, and Paqueta, who's comfortable on the ball, either side of him, you might start to get the best out of him again. I don't know, but like
completely agree.
My thing with Alvarez is as soon as we do lose the ball, he panics and gets a stupid yellow card out of nowhere.
He is a walking liability.
I don't think he should be playing for us still.
No, but that's what I mean. Like ultimately, with this West Ham squad, even with that midfield 3, Paqueta's going to lose the ball like he sometimes does, by trying to be too flamboyant at times. And then Alvarez is going to panic, and then that's out the window, and then you lose all momentum. That's the issue. I think what James said is the ideal 3 for now. I think it's Souček, Potts, especially with Souček being a good aerial threat from an attacking point of view, and I don't see us making many chances in terms of not via a dead ball, and I think having Souček on playing out, it gives us an aerial threat to actually get a goal.
For me, tomorrow, I would like to see Souček, Paqueta, and Potts. That'd be my midfield 3.
We don't pin teams in though. I've not seen under Potter where we've pinned a team in their own half and creating chances after chances after chances. And that's what Souček's good for. We play it really slow around the back, build up slow, and then all of a sudden we just try and one big pass. And that doesn't suit Souček at all.
I completely agree with that. 100% agree with that, yeah, because we are too slow at the back. But the whole of the spine of the side is fucked. Like, I'm not being funny. What's improved in the spine of the side? Someone tell me. And I'll even put it to the chat, yeah, because if people say I'm a negative cunt. So the spine of the side.
Our back three has great hair.
That's about it. And they fucking still don't head the fucking ball.
Especially our goalkeeper. Brilliant head of hair.
Oh, don't get me started on him.
To anyone's opinion on hair, it's going to be Lucas. That man.
Yeah. He's rocking the hair. But the problem is, right? The spine of the side hasn't changed. And that's what the problem is. The spine of the side. And mate, don't even get me started on the defense, because the defense is fucking.
I don't even want to talk about that French crepe and goal.
I'll tell you what,
mate, he's had as many haircut changes in the summer as he has bloody
clean
conceded
sheets.
Goals.
Fuck's sake, he does legit have crepe for hands.
We'll get to Areola in a minute. Let's get to this question from Alfie. Shout out to Alf. Question for the panel: would you take 25 mil for Alvarez, the big coming in?
Yes,
I would take 20.
I literally what Mitch said. I would even take 20. Just fucking get him out.
Yeah. For me, I think it's
his
no-brainer.
wages are high, aren't they? Alvarez has got high wages, so you'd be lucky to get 25.
Mate, he needs to be the new Ogbonna in his last season when he just comes on for the last 10 minutes to lock shit down and he just wins every header, clears everything. Honestly, Mitch will test this. That was one of my favorite seasons, seeing Ogbonna come on for the last 10 minutes and he would just clear everything like his life depended on it.
Yeah, I must admit. Those were the days when West Ham were great.
We are missing an Angelo Ogbonna so fucking badly. It's a joke.
Stop it!
Right, let's talk about the French twat in goal, Mr. Fucking Areola.
Mr. Nipple. Yeah, Mr. Nipple.
He's as useful as Areola.
We got two of them in the back.
I'll tell you
The
what.
third one speaks French as well.
I'll tell you what. I'll start off with Lucas. You was there. You see it live.
Oh my gosh,
Areola.
The size that went out in the West Ham end it was hilarious. Just a big it was so, because that was a joke. Like that was so bad. Like I expect that from like a National League keeper. Genuinely, I expect that, but that was so bad, and the way it unfolded as well should never even happen. Catch the fucking ball, or at least parry it away. Fucking parries it right back into the box, and then he just on his leg. It just is a disgrace. And then just the back line in general is it's so bad. Like I don't even want to talk about Todibo because I had Costia next to me who. He's American, but he might as well not be because both of his parents, or not both of them, his dad is French, so he is basically French. So just like with me and Croatian players, he's going to back the French to the absolute hill. So talking to him about it was interesting. But I'm sick of Todibo. He was so bad the other day, so bad. And then
tell you what, he is.
Our back three is a terrible mess because
true.
You got Todibo, who is not playing like a 40 million, 35 million pound player at all. Kilman, we overpaid for, but he's okay, and he's not good enough to play in the middle, in my opinion. And Aguerd is just average, and all three of them cannot win a header. Why are our wing backs our best aerial winners? That doesn't make any sense. This is woke football.
It is. Do you know what? It fucking is. I didn't want to say it, but I will. It is like fucking woke football, mate. And it's painful to see, Jay. What are you saying, Jay?
Yeah, I can't disagree with anything that anyone said. Like, we are rotten to the core, aren't we? Like, there was a good question. I can't remember who it was from, but was saying, because there's a lot of talk and chat about Alvarez, right? Which I wanted to come back to quickly, is like, what could you get if you accepted 20 mil for Alvarez? Like, what could you get in return? And I'm like,
well, we've got our academy. We don't even need to get anything in return.
I do think you need someone with experience in there. I think Douglas Luiz on loan is an upgrade on Edson Alvarez, and it releases funds to maybe go and get like a centre back or go and get a centre forward. We need
a six
everywhere.
I think we need a six.
But this is why I'd say if you get Douglas Luiz in, have Douglas Luiz in the six, and then
I don't think he's a destroyer. More of a destroyer.
If we got 20 mil for Alvarez, would you not want to use some of that money to perhaps sort out some of the other part of the midfield rather than defensive?
It starts with the midfield, in my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, I do not rate our back line at all, especially the three center halves. But we've had a leaking sieve in the midfield for how long now?
3 years.
Yeah,
like it's just
I would have gone
bad.
more.
And
it's a disgrace that it's got to this point of our midfield. Like, it is such a mess. It's been poorly managed by a lot of managers and the ownership.
Yeah, it's not.
Do you know what I say? Bring back Danny Ings.
oh fuck that.
Disgusting.
The only thing I'll say on it is I understand what Jay's saying. I agree with Mitch. I think we need a six in there. Who can we go and get on a minimal budget? That's the only problem.
On your Deka.
See, he's there, but it's gone completely dead. Literally, all the links seem to have gone completely dead this week.
Yeah, but
Right.
but I feel like that was always going to happen as soon as we went to the US. This is the problem with having a preseason, which the time zones can be anything from 5 to 8 hours behind. Like the ownership are not going to be pushing any signings, and if they are, they're going to end up waiting until the 3rd of August at the earliest to push things through. Everything's just going to be talks. Every club is having the midst of a preseason right now, so they're either playing those players or these players are all around the fucking world.
I'm going to say this though, yeah, and I don't know if any of you agree, but if this goes to the final day of the window, and that's September the 2nd, by the way, and we've played what I think it's three games in that time. I think that's bad. Like I think that's outrageously bad. If I'm being truthfully honest,
it is, but I guess that is the whole aspect of this whole. Oh, we need to buy to sell, right? Sell to buy, that one.
Sell to buy, yeah.
Yeah, we're hamstrung from the beginning, aren't we? And I think it will go down to deadline day. Like we'll be holding out. You look at the market opportunities that will come up. Like Grealish, if he doesn't go anywhere, we'll be all over him on deadline day, trying to absolutely rob him from Man City. But we won't be proactive when there's a player out there that can come in and do a job for us for a reasonable, get him on loan.
Guys, do you know what's going to be fine? When we get that 50 million for Paqueta, and not only will that happen, but Mitch will then owe me 30 quid, 20 quid, whatever.
It ain't going to fucking happen.
Ain't happening, mate.
No team in the world is going to pay 50 million for Paqueta.
I mentioned this.
Hey, look. If they're not willing to get rid of him unless it's 60 or 70 mil, in Sullivan terms, you take away about 20 mil from that, and that's the price. So 50 mil is now sounding more like
in their right mind is going to pay 50 million for Paqueta.
Manchester stupid City.
Right, I'm just going to say this, because we are going to get onto Paqueta in a minute. I just want to get your thoughts, Mitch, on Areola from Saturday, quickly.
Yeah, he's very what's the word? Imbalanced. His attributes as a goalkeeper. He's literally just a good shot stopper.
His brain chemicals are imbalanced.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
He's a very very good shot stopper, but that is probably as far as it goes.
Yeah,
and then the rest of his game is pretty poor.
You know who else is a good shot stopper?
He can't kick, he can't save, and he's got a face that I want to punch.
And he speaks French. I don't like it.
Yeah.
Other French players are available. Right, let's get on to Lucas Paqueta. Gentlemen, Friday night, I don't know, emergency stream to say that he's all clear. What are all your boys saying about Lucas Paqueta, mate? Because I'm going to be honest, I am shocked by it. Very shocked.
I ain't.
I know you're not, but you know, what you say?
It was actually Mitch that was betting in Brazil, just so everyone knows.
It was actually me.
Uncle Mitch.
I'm
Uncle Mitch on the books.
I'm Paqueta's uncle. My last name is Mitchell Paqueta. I made the bets.
Fair enough. Right, who's going first on Paqueta?
I'll go for it. Fuck it. Look, I think obviously everything's very obvious without it being official because he wouldn't have fucking played in the preseason game otherwise. So yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting to see firstly what West Ham's statement is, because ultimately it's going to be a big fuck you to the FA. That's probably the biggest thing out of every aspect. That's probably why there's been a bit of silence. From an FA aspect, this is hugely embarrassing. And from a Paqueta standpoint, obviously his performances arguably have got much worse since he was charged. I would say he was very sporadic beforehand anyways. I've never been a huge fan of Paqueta in my sort of opinion of watching him play. Yes, he brings special moments. I've never thought he's great. Not worth the price tag that we bought of him, but apparently everyone sees that price tag, and apparently Man City thought he was worth 85. So here we are.
He was worth 85 after Prague. Definitely.
Really? I don't know. I think that season he was sporadic.
I thought he was all right. I thought that season
that was definitely his peak after Prague.
Yeah, it was definitely his peak.
Disagree.
85 mil. 85 mil for him. I don't know. Like, even
get a fucking life, man.
I was a little bit. Even 60-65 was like, I would have taken any sort of profit on Paqueta, to be honest. But 85 just seemed a little bit mad, considering when you look at the aspect of like someone, say, Declan Rice, who we sold at 100, right? Someone that was consistent week in, week out. That you could see the price tag on. I just don't see the 15 million disparity between the two players. To me, there's more. In my opinion, either that or we definitely undervalued Declan Rice. And if Paqueta was 85 mil, then Declan Rice was probably nearer 150. But then you're just taking a market beyond its sort of levitational pool, we'll go with. But look, going back to Paqueta, I think, look, it'll be interesting to see how his performances are during this preseason now that the weight is perhaps lifted off his shoulder a little bit. But
I think in the few games he's played, in the friendlies, I think he's pretty good.
I think he's all right.
Yeah, he has, but is his heart going to be, I want to stay in the UK or not? I think that's the big question. After
his statement is massive. If you want me to be honest, whatever whatever comes out from him, then you're going to know. Mitch, there was something you said a minute ago where you disagree about Paqueta. What was that? I can't remember what it was.
I don't think it was worth 85 million, I'll be honest, at the time. Even though I loved him, and I actually didn't want him to go to City because I thought at that time he was so replaceable because he was literally everything in terms of creative aspects. But I would have taken 85 million for him. No, I don't think he was worth that.
I think we all would have.
It probably was worth about 60, in my opinion, I would have said.
Yeah, I can get behind that.
Jay, what would you reckon?
I mean, there's some people that like I've seen on social media in the last since Friday, since the news come out, that are desperate for us not to sell him. I'm like, look, if anyone's daft enough to come in and pay like 50 mil, I think I'd still rip your arm off for. I think 50 mil would still be a great price to get for him. Could go and reinvest. Could go and get somebody who's probably going to get more than. Did he even get an assist last season? Maybe one. No non-penalty, or maybe one non-penalty goal.
Alf said he hasn't had an assist in 44 matches.
Jeez, I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? From your biggest creative outlet. And I like the guy. Like, I enjoy watching him play his first season. I thought it was a lot of fun. He was a breath of fresh air. But the proof's in the pudding at the end of the day. Like, I'd rather watch someone in there who's going to get goals and assists than someone who I think is just fun to watch. You need someone in there who's actually going to do a job. If he
could he reignite? Could he rejuvenate?
This is the thing. If he reinvents himself and you get the best out of him, maybe he comes back and maybe he's worth keeping. But at the same time, without wanting to take that gamble, knowing that we can't sign anyone at the moment because we ain't got any money or the owner doesn't want to spend any money. If you get 50 mil come in for him, I've ripped your arm off for it. I'd just go and reinvest it somewhere else, So
it's a bit of a weird one.
He's still got 2 years in his contract after this season, right?
Yeah, I think so.
No, I think it's 2 years with an option of a third year if he wants it. I think or something like that. So
you'd still get a solid transfer figure for him in a year's time, I guess.
Personally, for me, before I hand it over to Lucas, I think that it's a tricky one. What do you want to do? Right? Do you want to go young and then let him go now while his value is at a standard? Because let's be honest, I don't think he's a £50 million player. Far from it. And I think anyone who comes in and pays that's mad because he hasn't played like a £50 million player. Like when you're looking at Alanga going, even Kudus going to a point. Kudus was better than Paqueta last year.
We need that Brazilian.
I don't know. Kudus wasn't that great last season. Let's be real.
Fucking Paqueta weren't great. But what Mitch just said, could it be like the rebirth of Lucas Paqueta? Do you know what I'm
saying? Mitch is the typical West Ham Twitter, isn't he? He's like a brand new signing for us.
Paqueta and Maxwell Cornet are going to both.
I'm the fucking opposite, you cunts, actually. How dare you?
We honestly need to retire that. But for me, it's such a weird one. We talked about it a little bit the other day, but like in terms of like what to do moving forward, it is tricky because I agree. I agree with Jay. If someone came in for £50 million, I think you'd have to take that. But at the same time, like we don't know where Paqueta's head's at. We don't know where West Ham's heads are at because we still don't know what we're going to do with the situation itself. And I watched that Talk Sports segment the other day when Simon Jordan was talking about it. Yeah, it is. You just don't know what's going to happen because from our perspective as a club, we're in a win-win situation. We either sue them and we win, and if we lose it, we just wipe our hands, whatever. But with Paqueta, it's a tricky one because I could definitely see him doing either or. Like, he wants to go after the FA because they totally slandered his name, destroyed his mental health and his well-being for 2 seasons with insignificant evidence. And on the other hand, I could see him just wanting to put this all behind him and leave the fucking country.
I think it's that, but I don't think he'll ever come out and say he wants to leave West Ham. But I think he
shouldn't.
You know,
he shouldn't, because if he did, there'd be a big spit and slap in the face of all of us.
I was about to say the club have done as much as we hate the ownership. I would say the club have done well to stand behind players under certain aspects. That both includes Antonio and Paqueta. I'd say.
And a third aspect as well that just kind of came into my head after I said that was he could. I agree with the other point as well, where like he could be like, you know what, I owe it to the fan base. I owe it to supporters. They stuck with me. If I do want to leave, maybe I can play one more year here, go out on a bang, and then who knows? But it's so up in the air. But it's one of those things where if we cannot get what we value Paqueta at, I find it much better for us to keep him than
do you
sell him.
know what I'm worried about? No, someone said this to me the other week. Morgan Gibbs White failed transfer to them up the road. What happens if they turn around and go, Lucas Paqueta's sitting there, we'll go after him?
I suppose.
I think that's unlikely from
Champions League football.
I'll be honest. If he did that,
is that a Thomas Frank kind of player? Paqueta? Really?
No.
He's not.
No, I don't think that is. That's why I don't think it'd happen. That's not a Thomas Frank kind of player.
And if he
in my
did,
opinion.
we just have to burn their stadium to the ground because this is uncalled for. Two of our best players go to Spurs in one window.
I will do it for you, lads. Don't worry. I'll do the bird. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? The only thing I'm going to say on it with Lucas Paqueta, and I see someone in the chat there going berserk saying, "Oh, like you got to back him and all that. We're embarrassing." Listen, we've backed him for fucking 2 years. Do you know what I mean? The issue is we've got to think about West Ham. One thing with this club that we've got to stop doing is thinking about individuals, because that's why we're in this shit situation, because we're too worried about the individuals and not worried about the squad, and the squad's a mess. But that's on the owner. How much would you accept if a bid come in for him?
From Spurs?
Yeah.
From any club. Let's not say about them. Any club.
50 million and Mitch's 30 quid to me, please.
20 quid. And I would take 30 million and take Clive's 20 quid as well.
Yeah, well.
Actually, no, 39 million, because it's slightly closer to me. And Clive's 20 quid.
Oh, you dickhead. What if it's 39 million and then there's a fucking add-on fee or some shit or like?
No, that's not included, mate. Clive, your money's going.
Oh, cunt.
Do you know what? When Mitch does win your money, Clive, I want Mitch to come on and just get the 20 quid like that and say, "Look, this is what you could have had, son." You know
yeah, that's a tough ask because, like, again, I think we all might agree right now he's not worth anywhere from 50 to 60. So to me, I would say I would take 40, but that's right on the cusps of like I would just rather keep him. But that's just me. But then again, that 40, if we do sell him for 40, that's going to be enough to get someone good to replace him, like a McAtee. But again, I don't know.
I think the thing as well with Paqueta is, will teams say that, you know, his performances have been lower due to the charge that he's had, therefore they still see the potential, and that's why, you know, the club would want a higher asking price. And I think
I don't get this. I don't get this from Eamon when he's ripping it up. Right? Well, I'm not being funny. What happens if he don't rip it up, Eamon? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting fucked off with people keep saying, "Oh, what happened? What if? What if?"
The thing is, he could, even if he had one good season for us, I would still take whatever fee that we can garner the following season, because ultimately he could end up doing a Felipe Anderson.
But we're backing him right now if he stays.
If he
past the
stays, then
window, we're
fucking
going to back
great.
him to the
But-
hill.
Yeah.
But the problem is, and I'm not defending the ownership on this. I'm not fucking far from it. But that transfer should have been done 2 years ago. We might not be in the situation currently what we're in now
It's
in
£60
financial.
million in Cole Palmer. Oh my god!
I know. And that is what's more sick. Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh.
And even though I didn't rate him at the
Also-
time, I got to take the L for that. But we won't
You
talk
do,
about
yeah.
that.
I mean, Lucas
Also, I
a
guess
good little grill in for it.
one thing that we haven't actually spoken about when it comes to Paqueta is the importance of him having a good season, because next year is the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
True.
So there is an incentive for
Mm.
him to play well, because
Mm.
if he plays well this season, he guarantees himself a place in the Brazilian national team. Therefore, he could also have a very good World Cup, and that could bring more dosh.
And God
next year.
bless whoever the countries make it to the final at MetLife Stadium, because fuck me, that is going to be an absolute shit show.
right, I'm going to ask you this question before we move on. Yeah. Yes or no? Answer. Is he here after September the 2nd?
Ooh.
Yes, I don't think we're going to get what we want for him.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, I would say yes as well, on the basis of we've already sold Kudus. Could you imagine we sell
And I
two
do-
big
and
players
I
and we
do
don't
think-
replace one?
I do think he's going to have. This is just a gut instinct, but he seems like a very good man, and I do think he might have that mindset where they stuck with me. I can stick it out one more year, and I'm going to give it.
I see that,
everything
and I
fucking
have that exact same feeling.
Lucas, would you like to put a bet on that?
No.
No,
No other bets.
Do it.
Jay,
Rob this man. Rob Clive.
Yeah.
This is my bet.
Is Lucas Paqueta a good man? Yes or no?
this is a good bet, Clive. If he does stay, I want another free month and a half at your gaff.
Oh yeah, if I've still got it, yeah, for sure.
He would do it anyway because he's a great man, and I love.
Yeah,
him.
exactly. I was going to say that's not a loss for me, so that's fine. Yeah, sweet, come.
What about you, Jay?
I think the only other thing to take into consideration when we're talking about the World Cup as well is there is no way in hell Carlo Ancelotti picks a West Ham player to play in centre midfield for him. There's absolutely no fucking way. So, and I think he would
True.
tell Paqueta that point blank, and that's the only thing you've got to then think as well. A,
in the
he
most
talks like he
mob
wants to
boss
go
way
home.
as well.
Yeah,
Fucking
exactly.
West Ham.
Cigar hanging out his
Fucking
mouth. So if he wants to be in that
Yeah,
World
but
Cup
if you
squad, he has
actually
to
look
move
at
away
the
from West Ham.
players, if you actually look at the midfield players for fucking Brazil, there's not actually many to choose from.
Yeah, but Carlo Ancelotti, West Ham player. Can you see it? In
Yeah.
any?
I mean, when I look at some of those midfield players, and it's what Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. You've got what Andrew Santos from Chelsea. Then what after that? You've got what Andres Pereira from Fulham, maybe.
Douglas Luiz.
So there's not a lot of
I think
a lot
Paqueta
of
would play
options.
for him. I don't think
Paqueta would
he'd
get
be-
in there.
Yeah, I agree actually.
Off topic, but everyone has that one player that they like oddly rate, and Andres Pereira for me has always been that guy. I fucking love watching him play. Don't know
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah, that's a shout. Also, the boys from Brazil, from Wolves, Andre. And,
João Gomez.
João Gomez. João Gomez
Yeah,
getting in
forgot
there.
about him. Yeah,
But he plays Paqueta in
You
the
got
10 though.
Joe Linton.
There's
You
no
got
there's no
Joe
Brazilian
Linton.
10s.
But Lucas Moura, if he still plays, I have no idea.
Right, let's come to hopefully incomings, and one that I don't definitely want to see at the club. Last night it come out about Fabio Vieira, and I went on an Arsenal channel last night and they was laughing at me and saying, "Please take him. We will drive him to fucking East London for you."
I'll tell you
And
what,
Go on.
for a valued £30 million, if we ever made that move, I would just cancel my flight and everything coming over that, because that's
If we
the type
pay
of shit.
£30
And I would
million
leave
pounds
England.
out for Fabio Vieira, mate, we are on crack cocaine, literally. And do you know what I mean? And
This is
fucking
the thing.
speed.
For me, it's the transfer fee that makes it
Yes.
ambiguous. Because
What about
would I
loan?
take him? See, this is the thing. This is where I would take him, because
Scream
I
I
would
agree.
take him under.
Oh,
I would take him under certain aspects on the basis of, do we need midfield players to come in and have that sort of depth option? Yes, but do I see Viera starting in front of like some of our other players
No.
or actually being a desired suitor? No, I don't. And that's why I wouldn't pay the 30 mil for him. If you said to me it was like 15 mil or something, yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but I know exactly what's going to happen. This is going to be a Carlos Soler 2.0. He comes in.
He might be better though.
I don't know.
Mate, Arsenal fans fucking literally can't stand him. Like they said, he's fucking shit. And they said, they was actually praising him up to me to try and lure me in. And I said, stop fucking lying. They started laughing.
I've seen some Arsenal supporters on Twitter again, with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
I've seen that they think he's decent. He's just too physically weak for the Prem.
He's as said by Kim Jong-un.
And he's just like kind of in that weird, like in between of an 8 and a 6. You can't play him at 6 because he's way too weak, but he can build up and he can pass the ball, but he can't play as an 8 because he's just so weak. And like, I've seen a clip of him playing an absolute stunner of a ball to Eddie Nketiah, who's also shit. And it was nice. But again, I'm a type of guy, I want to see the lowlights with the highlights. Like, you know what I mean?
The only way I'd play him is if you're going to need a bench Paqueta and you put him on. But like, that's what I mean. I don't see him being a 30 mil player. Like, where has that figure come from? And it's just...
It's what they value. What it is Arsenal need to sell. Arsenal in a bit of a situation. From what I was hearing last night, and shout out to Aaron on his podcast, they need to sell players, Arsenal. Right? They've got too many players, and basically I turned and said there's no way we're paying 30 million for this geezer, right? So they did say about a loan, that the loan was there.
We're in the same issue with our midfield because, again, as much as we would like to see new midfielders come in, like off the top of our heads, how many actual midfielders do we have? We have Paqueta, Souček, Potts, Alvarez, Rodriguez, Irving. Horford.
Right.
That's 7. We need to get rid of at least
3.
At least 3.
Yeah, so who's the 3 then? You got Guido's going to go. I think Andy Irving has to go. That's 2. And then the final one would either be Alvarez or James Ward-Prowse.
Alvarez just get the money.
Oh, yeah, I'd say Alvarez over.
And with Irving, as much as I do like him and whatever, I wouldn't let him go unless we got like a good fee. And a good fee for me is like 15, somewhere in between 10 to 15.
We ain't getting 15, mate. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
For who? Sorry?
Irving.
For Irving.
No chance.
Oh, what the fuck? Not in a million years.
No.
Mate, we'll be lucky to get 5 million for it.
I don't know.
Jesus, right, Lucas, here's
I don't know his value.
It'll be more likely 5 million than 15 million.
I don't know his value. I don't know.
I've stopped trying to bet with the other panelists.
Yeah.
What's the FA going to do about it?
Listen, the last time Clive mentioned about any figures, he turned around and said that Angel Gomez was on like 80 grand a week at fucking Lille, mate. So, you know,
Irving,
it was on 10.
You're only as good as your last figure. You're only as good as your last figure, and you'll all be not laughing when I'm right and Mitch is wrong when it comes to Paqueta, and you'll definitely not be laughing when Andy Irving goes for less than 5 million.
Listen, call up Celtic, call up Rangers. Listen, £10 million for Super Andy Irving. You seen Chelsea away last season? I'd pay it too. Come on, let's make a deal. Come on.
Yeah. For me,
quickly.
Yeah.
So just where you was moving on from Arsenal, talking about them. One player I would love us to try and get, who I've seen that wants first team football, love Jakub Kiwior. He would be a brilliant signing, in my opinion.
Shit, in my opinion.
Fuck off! Are you for real?
Shit.
Oh my god.
He is, to me, he is your typical. He looks okay in a Big Six side, but if he went to anyone outside the Big Six, he would be so shit.
Completely disagree.
I don't think he could do it at West Ham, I'll be honest.
Fuck it hell, the shooter comes out for that. Fuck me. Right, okay then, Viera is a non-starter. Right, let's go goalkeepers. Yeah, it's been mentioned this week. Hermansen, Cooper, and obviously the Parma goalkeeper, Suzuki, I think it is. What are we saying on them 3 goalkeepers?
Someone in the chat as well. Someone in the chat as well mentioned that Ortega might be able to leave City.
Ortega, bring Ortega.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is.
I would
I'd love
really
Ortega.
love to get. I would really love to get Suzuki, but I don't know if I could actually deal with 12 more months of Areola. Like, I
don't
might
think-
need Mitch's gun.
I don't think. Oh, mate, I can't deal with Ortega at West Ham. I think he's shit, mate.
Really?
Yeah, I think Ortega for City. You can ask the difference between.
Oh,
Yeah,
what
nah.
the fuck?
Fucking leave it at, mate. I think
Oh,
he's
it's
shit.
coming out again.
I
I'm fucking on enough
It's all
tonight. I'm going
going on.
fucking mental in a
This
minute.
is mental.
Oh, no.
I can't believe I'm
I
agreeing
agree
with
with
James
Ralph.
here, but I'm with James on this as well. Also, why do you want another goalie that's older than our current goalie?
Yeah, like
Because
I
we've
just
got
think-
no fucking money this year. I would take anyone at this point for cheap. It will be peanuts, and we can put the money elsewhere. And then next year, maybe get a new goalkeeper.
no chance, mate.
no.
Why? I don't want us
no.
to spend fucking 30 million on Edmondson.
If we have
You
Ortega
would take
turn up,
anyone
mate,
like
take the
anyone
piss.
Mate,
peanuts.
get
Do
that-
you not
get
fucking
that
remember what
Charles.
happened with Roberto?
Get that Charles from wherever the fuck.
but
in
Roberto-
the-
Roberto was, yeah, he was peanuts as well, though.
Yeah,
We'll take great Roberto though. Fuck me.
nah, not for me.
Mate, he is
Not
Van
for-
der Sar compared to Roberto.
Look, as much as I'd love Suzuki, I think realistically it's going to be the Leicester fella, isn't it?
I think he is on the cards. Yeah.
It's coming back from a
Yeah.
groin
What do you
injury as
What do
well.
you generally make of him? Because there's people saying that they don't really rate him. There's people saying that he's a good goalkeeper, but he's in a shit side. What's everyone saying on the?
Well, James, he was in a relegated team.
He was in a
Yeah.
relegated team, Clive. and I tell you what, if we carry on going the way we're going, this time next year we'll be in a relegated team. So you know, but what are you saying, Jay? Let Jay speak. You know, because Jay talks sense. Go on, Jay.
It's hard to get excited about Hermanson from Leicester, really, but he's probably the best like gettable goalkeeper that there is. Like, who's actually gettable? Suzuki's not gettable. Like, he's too expensive. We ain't got any fucking money to spend. I just don't see us going and shelling out big on a goalkeeper.
Who's the better goalkeeper for you, Jay? Cooper or Hermanson?
I don't know.
But-
It's probably negligible. I
Be
probably
honest.
haven't watched.
Yeah.
Cooper's too
Have
small,
we-
in
have
my
we
opinion.
seen- have you watched Cooper?
Cooper's highly rated. He is highly rated. I'll give him that. He's not as good as I don't think he was as good as Trafford, but he was highly rated in the Championship.
He's too
He's
small
a
for the
good
Premier League, in my
goalkeeper.
opinion. I just don't.
Pickford's done all right though. He's a little boy, isn't
Yeah,
I'll be
Hey,
honest,
look,
Pickford's hit and miss though. I think
still-
Pickford's
he?
inconsistent in the Premier League.
But imagine we could have had Aaron Ramsdale done and delivered by now, but now he's going fucking Newcastle.
Save,
Thank fuck for
save
that.
of the century.
That is, mate. That is back of the net save. You know what I mean, but you know, for
Michael.
me, Hermanson looks like he's going to be on the cards. How much do you reckon West Ham should pay for him? Because people are saying it's like 25 million for this goalkeeper.
Anything over
Lot of
anything
money
over
for a
20
keeper.
is an absolute just joke in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's not even
Why didn't we go for Kelleher? For fuck's sake, it infuriates me still.
We
Why
said it at
didn't
the
we go
time.
for Kepa?
We said it at the time.
5 million and we could have got Kepa.
We weren't competing with Arsenal for him, though, were we? Like, there was no.
I mean,
chance.
Arsenal didn't go in
to answer
straight
your
away
question
for him,
though, I
That's
do
true.
think it's more Leicester being extremely shit. And let's be honest, a goalkeeper most of the time is as only good as what's in front of him. And for me, I think he is slightly better than the club he was playing for. But again, by how much, I don't know.
It's a lot of money to. One thing that I will say is that it's a lot of money to sort of shell out when the midfield area hasn't been addressed. Right? Do you know what I'm saying?
I agree, yeah.
I think Kelleher was there for the taking, and we just let him go. Like I don't understand that one. Like especially if you know you're going to change the goalkeeper.
Areola has really pissed me off since the last match, and I know we need an upgrade.
I thought it was
but I'm still on the side that if we had to pick a midfielder or a goalkeeper in priority, it's got to be midfield.
Can I say something to you? Right, in all seriousness, if we
Okay.
sign a goalkeeper, does he come in and be the first choice? Right, and don't say
Yes.
right, or is he going to come
Yes.
in and take Ariola's space straight away,
Yeah.
especially under Potter?
I think so. I think
Yes.
that's why Potter wants a first team keeper. And he's
Yeah,
looking to
I
spend the
feel-
money
I
on a
feel like
first
it's
team
a
keeper.
push. Yeah, I think it's a push. And I think also considering the style of play where we're going to be utilising playing from the back, ball at feet, Areola cannot play ball from feet at all.
Consistently.
Not even fucking from goal kicks. Like, I think that's the big thing. And if you're going to be constantly losing the ball from the minute of go, Areola is going to be an issue. And I think we need a replacement. And not only will it be a replacement, it will be a straight, he is our number one.
Do you know what? I've got a feeling if we sign Hermansen, he will be the second goalkeeper, and Potter will wait till Areola fucks up in order to bring him in. I don't
think Areola already did that, didn't he?
Yeah, but in the Premier League, I think. I don't think Potter is going to sign a goalkeeper to come in and then overtake Areola straight away. I've got a feeling on it.
I don't know.
Because it's a bit of a kick in the mouth. Don't forget, Areola's one of the highest earners at West Ham. It's 100 grand a week.
And he still couldn't get in front of Fabianski in goal. He was 40 years old. What does that tell you?
It tells you a lot, mate. It really does. Right. Any
We
final
should have known
words?
then. The red flag was there.
Anything you got on your mind that you want to discuss before we come towards the end? Anything that you want to? I've gone through my list of things. Anything that you want to say? I'll tell you what I want to discuss quickly. Nicholas Füllkrug.
Yes.
Oh no.
I know Lucas ain't going to like this. Lucas, I'll let you start.
Well, no, I'd have nothing.
What are we going to do with Nicholas Füllkrug, mate?
I have nothing against the guy, but I thought he was absolutely horrendous on Saturday. I thought he was one of our worst players. And the fact you rate him higher than Souček, who had an assist, fucked me.
Yeah, I know.
I thought they're both shit. It's like,
yeah. Or I don't know. For me, again, I don't know what we're going to talk about. But for me, Füllkrug, we need, if you want to see him if you want the best out of him, we're going to have to play a 3-4-3 or a 3-4-2-1, and Diouf, Bowen, whoever is going to have to put crosses into him or give him service.
Yeah. The thing is,
I know Wan-Bissaka isn't going to give it to him because his crossing is fucking shit.
The system we played literally meant that no midfielders were willing to pick the ball up and drive forward, which is why Füllkrug kept ending up dropping fucking deep, which is bullshit.
He was dropping back all the way to Areola's water bottle.
But at the same time, his first touch was awful. He couldn't control the fucking ball.
Someone said it on here earlier in the chat, and shout out to the person who said it. When Bowen scored the goal, Nicholas Füllkrug was on the halfway line.
But is that him, or is that because of the system?
I think it's the system more than him.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I said earlier about the system being shit, and everyone was counting me off for it.
But I'm going to be straight, yeah. I don't like three at the back. I've never have done. I never will do. I just don't think we are a attacking threat.
The 3-5-2 is so crap. It's so bad. And again, I'll be honest with you, as a Potter fan and watching him at Brighton, and again, I'm no Brighton supporter, so I don't watch every single match, but I don't know where the fuck this 3-5-2 has come from, even at Chelsea. But if it's Bowen and Füllkrug as a duo, it's going to be absolute shit.
The only way it's going to be good is if Füllkrug is on it and his touch is perfect and he's linking up play perfectly. That's the way.
And again, he's 30, 31, 32, whatever he is. He ain't going to be able to do that consistently.
And we don't have the wing backs to play like the 3-5-2 we want. We don't have it because you're going to need. I mean, Wan-Bissaka to a point can go past anyone at will because he's strong, has pace, and he can dribble, of course, but he doesn't have the service. But even on the other side, like I don't think the wing backs we have suit a 3-5-2. But that's just my opinion.
Do you think it's a bit of a needs must?
3-5-2.
Do you think it's a bit of a needs must because we haven't got the right people to play 3-4-3 properly?
Maybe
like we haven't got a left-sided 10. We haven't got the right kinds of centre midfielders fit at the moment. You'd like to think Potts and Paqueta could fit in that box midfield quite well.
This begs the question though: why can we not play a 3-4-2-1 and have Paqueta out on the left with Diouf?
Even if it isn't, or even if it is a needs must. Will Potter, if it's a bad start to the season, will he even still be here at the end of the season?
I think
realistically,
everyone thinks he's out the door. Yeah, they don't realise that Sullivan's got a break clause in his fucking contract. So unless we are bottom of the league and adrift by about 10 points.
That's what I mean.
Right? Yeah. I don't see that at all. One question I'm going to ask Jay.
But that still means exactly what I was saying, which is, even come the end of the season, whatever we're building with Potter is pointless.
Yeah. One thing I'm going to ask Jay is what you just said there about the sort of system, and is it a needs must sort of situation? If everyone's fit, Jay, right now, and I do include Somerville in that, everyone, what is the best system for West Ham with the personnel we've got?
It's a good question. We've always been best in a 4-2-3-1, but when you consider like the personnel that we've got, we don't have a natural number 10. We don't have a left winger who has been like fully fit. Look, you'd think Somerville would be the guy that's going to play there, but I don't know. Could you stick Paqueta out there? But then you have the problems in centre midfield. We've still got no creativity. I think the problem starts in centre midfield. Doesn't matter what system we play. The problem is always in centre midfield. We can't contain the opposition enough when we play a low block. We can't keep the ball long enough when we have extensive periods of possession. We can't play an incisive pass when we try and counter attack quickly. So it all stems from centre midfield.
I totally 1,000% agree with that as well. And then if we do go to a 4 in the back, you're going to have to deal with 2 center halves that have never played in a back 4, and they fucking stink in it.
That's a worrying thing, because they're all back 3 merchants, all of them. Like we see it last year when he went to a back 4 and they was out of position, and obviously they can't fucking
genuinely, like, seriously, this really fucks me off. Why on earth do we have 3 center halves who are big, tall, who can't win a header to save their lives, but our 2 wing backs have a very good aerial win rate? It doesn't make any sense.
Because you said it earlier on, he's trying to play woke football, mate.
I wasn't being serious about it, but
it is utter woke nonsense, right? Yes. Because how can you have 3 centre halves who don't header a ball?
Mate, and that's why Souček almost, in my opinion, has to play. You have got to have some bodies that can win a duel in the air.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'd rather have Mavropanos in the middle of the back 3.
We might have to move Wan-Bissaka to the 3rd center half spot just because he can win a header over our 3 center halves. It makes no sense.
Yeah, I think the system for me is where it doesn't really work. And someone said it the other day, funny enough. I can't remember if it was on the space or on here when I was doing a video. They said there is so much work to be done to get Potter's system right with the personnel, and we haven't got the personnel. So, it's a bit of a tricky one on that. But, right, before we go, give us your prediction for tomorrow night, gentlemen. Jay, I'll let you go first.
0-2. I think we lose 2-0.
2-0. Lucas?
I know Everton got absolutely smacked around 4-0 the other night. That was the match before West Ham. I think if we see... Actually, I'm not even going to try and predict the lineup, but I do think we'll play a lot better because it is a short turnaround. I'm going to go for a cheeky 0-0. We're going to suffer.
I'll go next. I need to see Potts. I need to see Marshall. I need to see Scholes. I need to see a different way of playing. I need to see progression, no sideways and back shit. And
I don't want to see that Rodriguez come on as well. I want to see Viera come on instead if he's going to come on.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, Mitch. Right, and I'm going to say 2-2. I agree with Paul. I think there's goals in this game because both teams are shit. Bishop at the back. Mitch, I'll let you go next.
I'm going to go 2-1 West Ham.
2-1 West Ham. Does Potts start, Mitch? Yes or no?
Does he start? Potter is a strange man.
I'd say yes.
I hope so, and I'll probably just say yes. If he doesn't, then fuck, I'm going back to bed.
I'll tell you what, if he doesn't start, mate, and we get outplayed, don't be on the afterthought at 1:30 in the morning. No,
the only acceptable midfield 3 that I'll take tomorrow, if Potts doesn't start, even though I really do not like Alvarez, I'd rather see Alvarez, Souček, Paqueta. Yeah. I don't want to see. I agree with you all. I do not want to see Rodriguez play, but at the same time, it is preseason, and you can't totally just neglect. And
if we say
if you were going to do that, you should have left him in America. Or
I'll tell you what,
in the UK. Sorry.
If I see that midfield again, mate, fucking the afterthought tomorrow night, I'll probably smash up this fucking room, mate. And that picture would be going with it. If I see that 3 again, fuck me. Clive, go on, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Mitch, say 2-1 West Ham. There's no way there's going to be a clean sheet. I don't know what Lucas is smoking, but he saw Areola play. I don't know how he thought that was going to end with no goals going in against us.
Hey, set your expectations low. You get rewarded in the end. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong.
But yeah, I'm going 2-1 West Ham. I think it'll be a bit of a slugfest though.
Yeah, David Moyes, we meet you again. Listen, I really appreciate everyone who's been on watching tonight and the comments and everything. Smash a like on the video, subscribe to E20 Zone TV, hit notification bell. Tomorrow night, after Fault, straight after the game, I'll be here. Lucas, are you joining me tomorrow night?
As long as I'm breathing, yeah.
As long as you're breathing. Well, don't fucking die, son. That's what I'm going to say on that in the next 24 hours. Yeah, listen, smash a like video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everyone in the chat. Smash a like on it, and I will see you again in the next one. Peace.